right, good afternoon, JLC. Welcome to the Outdurable Living Show with possibly the most interesting man in all of construction, my friend, Mr. Mark Wille. How are you doing today, Mark?
Scott, it's great to be at the booth and another show together this year.
It's like, I don't know, I can't remember what show I met you at. It might have been JLC 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Feels like forever because we get to hang out at almost every show, almost every city, almost everywhere in the entire country, all the time.
And every single day I get to see your activity, right? Because of social media.
Yeah. So, and, you know, I don't know if everybody's aware, but you're involved in all kinds of things that are going on. You know, you're involved with the Build Show. You have... Are you still doing the off-site dirt stuff?
I still do off-site dirt and Passive House Excel.
Passive House, you know, it's like, and you guys, for Passive House, you do a live, what day of the week? Every day?
So we do, Sunday is the 5-day forecast.
Okay.
Tuesday is Experience, Passive House Experience.
There we go.
And Wednesday is Construction Talk.
Okay. Yeah. So almost every day. And then one of the coolest things I think that you have going on is this new book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been writing itself my whole life.
Yeah.
I've got 4 other ones written. The intent is show something to the marketplace that was kind of there for me as a kid.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So 3-year-olds to 9-year-olds, it's a really good fit. But people don't necessarily like this word, but it's a little bit of an indoctrination.
Absolutely.
So if we're 25 years old and someone's like, hey man, you know, we need an extra gal on our crew, we need an extra dude in our crew, maybe that's where we get welcome to construction. But if it is not a foreign language and you had little bits and pieces of it throughout your life, you're going to be more hyper aware.
Agreed. I think it's very important for kids, especially today, to see those things and know that going into the trades is okay. When we were kids, that wasn't the case. It's if you didn't go to college and you didn't get a master's degree, you were a failure.
It was part of society, right? You had this false progression.
Yes.
And I guess I was gifted. Everyone in our family will own construction companies. My dad ran lumber yards. So it was normal to talk about construction, to talk about materials. But society still said, after high school, you better go to college or you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
Which is a false thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't know about the llama.
Hi, Desmond.
Yeah. You see the wildest things at trade shows.
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. You know, and I had a little bit of a similar situation. Nobody in my family owned construction companies. We had some friends of the family that owned a roofing company that I worked with in the summer times. We had another friend that had a framing crew, framed houses that I worked with in the summertime.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up, you know, working class, so my dad wouldn't hire anybody to do anything. When bathroom needed to be remodeled, we did it, me, my dad, and my brothers. When, you know, extension needed to be put on the house or an addition, we did it. When the roof needed to be repaired, we did it. When we had to build out the attic, we did it. There was no hiring people, so I had to learn how to figure it out on the fly.
Yeah, it was a different society. We had phone books full of companies you could call, but the phone book was used so that the toddler could reach the table.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, and I talked to quite a few people about, in today's day and age, what that misnomer about college really is. Like, college is important, right? Some people need that, absolutely. But I want to say it was Forbes or Wall Street Journal or somebody came out with a report a few years ago that said the only degree plans that have a positive ROI versus the trades are like legal, medical, engineering, microbiology, I think, and computer science.
Yeah. And it could be 4, 5, 6, 7 years of accumulation of debt in order to get your first job.
Yeah.
Versus if you're a painter, you need about $75 and you can get going.
Or plumber's helper, whatever, right? You just have to be willing to get dirty
Yep.
and do the work, and that's obviously we're here at JLC, my favorite show of the year by far.
The best.
The best, right? And one of the things I love most about this show is, we saw it yesterday, how many school kids are here trying to learn.
They get after it. Like when a teacher opens up the possibility for you to walk and meet a manufacturer,
Yeah.
to learn about a material, for you to touch, feel, and smell that society works this way. Ooh, baby, that's a breath of everything.
It's exciting. It gives me hope for the future.
Yeah, it's a pulse. Like
Yeah.
these little clinics, I think there's 9 stages. Yesterday, half of the audience were probably 15 to 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
And that's remarkable.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Like
I love it.
That's not a Netflix world.
No.
That's a get after world.
Absolutely. And, there's a big part of me that wishes I had something like that growing up.
Yeah, it's JLC is unique that way. It doesn't exist in other markets.
No.
And people have tried to create this.
Yeah.
Organizations have done their best to instill this fundamental. This workforce in New England believes so much that they put youth as a priority.
Yeah.
And maybe the old building stock is an epicenter. I'm not sure what the reason is. Is it Mike Sloggett? Is he the reason? Mike Gerton, is he the reason?
Right. Who knows? But it's there.
Yeah, those examples allow people to know that this is real. It's a pulse. We could feel it.
Yeah.
And it drives people from other states to be here. And I love the students, they wear these fluorescent clothes that we love. And they all have that pride with them. Unheard of, Scott.
And everybody I talk to says the same thing. This is the show. And other people who've never been here, they're like, Rhode Island? Why would I go to Rhode Island? There's like, what's going on there? And I was like, man, you don't get it.
Yeah.
You need to be there.
We brought 2 people that have never been here before. Eric Awney came in from Minnesota.
Okay.
Stephanie Daly came in from Salt Lake. They're having the time of their life. They reaffirm what we said, and then they take it 10 steps further. Like, Eric, he's a mechanical guy. He sat there and watched Ross Trethewey 3 presentations in a row. Did he know everything Ross was going to say? Sure he did.
Sure.
But like-mindedness, that iconic thing of, I think how she thinks how I think. It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood.
Yeah. And, speaking of that, one of the cool things we got to do this year is we got to set up at the Build Show Live.
Oh, man.
In Austin this year.
We got to sit down and actually have a real conversation on a couple of occurrences.
Yeah.
And when you get to have that vibe, we're trying to recreate that in Texas.
Sure.
The workforce in Texas is monumental. Could it be what JLC is? We're trying to get there. Brands like Fortress and your team coming down there, it was an igniter for us to realize that our voice was not alone, that other people want JLC type atmosphere in Texas, and we got to grow that. We didn't have as many students.
Sure.
We didn't get there, but we had 43 states and 7 countries.
I didn't know the 7 countries.
7 countries.
That's pretty cool.
I can't name them. Don't ask me to name them.
But that still shows that there is a demand out there. I've heard people say trade shows are dying, things, but when you have that kind of turnout on your first iteration of a show, that's pretty amazing.
So I'll echo what people say. Yeah, trade shows are dying, right? Anything that's not working is dying. Also, trade shows are thriving. This is 30 years deep.
Yeah.
So we know this pulse is thriving, and trying to recreate that really well. The shows that are dying, it's probably because they ran their course. So that's okay.
That's
New
okay.
ideas
100%.
are coming. Construction is at an all-time high. Our workforce is at an all-time low. The construction's at an all-time high. We have more sequencing, more material options than we've ever had. You know, it's not the 6 basic ingredients. So the fact that this education is here shows that you don't need, college is great.
Sure.
If you don't have it, you can get this education, and brands deliver clinics.
You know, and one of the things that I think, just from the outside, even though we participated in the Build Show, that I think draws people to you guys specifically and to the Build Show is your willingness to innovate and push the boundaries and try new things and, you know, be on the cutting edge. I think the shows that are dying are the ones that have shown the same stuff for 17, 20, 50, whatever that number is, right? Everybody knows you guys are on the edge of what's the most efficient, what's the most innovative, what's the newest thing out there. And for the longest time, the construction industry was one of those, like, I'm going to do it this way because my dad did it this way and my granddad did this. That's not the case so much anymore.
I think that's one of my draws to Matt, Steve, and Jake is the camaraderie, the collaboration, and we're changing the language exactly how you put it, of that's not how we've always done it, or I'm not going to tell people my way.
Sure.
We want community, and we're trying to lead an example of community of sharing is the preferred way.
Yeah.
And once people naturally showcase that this is their install, this is their sequence, this is their product, other people emulate that. And we learn by watching. So the fact that before we didn't share, we're reversing that language to be community driven, and now that's becoming commonplace. People look out for durability.
Yeah.
People look out for ease of install, efficiency, modularity, a lot of the characteristics we're seeing right in this very space.
And I think that also ties to the upcoming of the new generation and the younger kids. They want to be innovative. They want to be new. This is the Instagram generation that wants to show the coolest thing ever that nobody else has ever done, right? They want million views on a reel they posted because they're the first ones to do it.
They're the first, right? They're showcasing it. And then you ask them, how did they learn? I watched a video. How did you learn? I watched a video. How did you learn? I watched a video.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we can be showing bad videos out there. There's a reason bad videos don't trend.
Right.
Because people like to be uplifted, they like to be encouraged, and they like to be challenged.
Absolutely. You know, and that brings a whole nother level of excitement to all this, right? That willingness to change and be innovative. Like, there was a contractor I talked to today. He's taking over, him and his wife are taking over for his father. His father was a one-man show.
That's a responsibility.
Trim carpenter,
yeah.
Right? And he's growing the business into multiple other things. Outdoor living, basement remodels, kitchen remodels. When, you know, that's a big step out there from what his father was doing, just a one-man show carpenter. And this guy's running multiple crews. And that's a whole nother level of excitement to see that people are willing to step up and take things to the next level.
He takes the foundation of what made his dad and that crew solid, and then he puts his face, his take, his spin, his current vibe into it. And I encourage everyone to do it, and it doesn't mean it's not going to work.
Right.
But get after it.
Get after it, right? And those, just one more thing that brings me, you know, a renewed sense of excitement about what's happening, and really and truly a sense of calm about where the future's coming. Because, you know, people, look, I've got a 14-year-old daughter, and some of the stuff she does, I'm like, oh my God. The other day we went out.
She says the same thing about you.
She probably does. But the other day we went out to this dog park in Dallas that has a bunch of restaurants around it, and she went and ordered her own food, right? And they didn't give her drink, and she was freaking out because she had to go tell them that they didn't give her drink. And she said it was going to be so awkward and things like, and I'm like, oh my God, I failed as a father that my kid doesn't have the confidence to just go tell somebody, hey, you forgot my drink, right? There are times where I worry about the next generation, but then things like that happen and it, you know, kind of balances, if you will.
So did you walk up to the counter and tell him? So she built that muscle.
Yes.
And you encourage it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what we're always talking about. How can she be open enough to share? How can you support it? How can you encourage it?
Right.
Get after it.
And to tie this all back around, I think things like your book kind of help lay those foundations for a lot of these kids.
There's a quote, and I never say quotes correct. It's always how I remember them.
Right?
Dr. Wayne Dyer, you know that name?
I'm familiar.
He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to change. And we don't talk about construction with children. You know, when a kid's growing up, like we were asked, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm going to be a race car driver.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an astronaut.
Yeah. G.I. Joe.
Yeah. Well, you achieved that.
Yeah.
I was not a race car driver, and I'm certainly not an astronaut. But if you hear about the many spectrums, like I want to be a building analyst, right? I want to be an energy modeler.
Right.
These are professions that didn't exist. That's in the book.
Yeah.
You know, is that for a 3 to 9-year-old? I think it is. Is that education that 35-year-olds in our industry haven't heard? I think it is.
Agreed.
We're implanting that idea, right? Because the book was not for yesterday.
Yeah.
The book is for the next generation.
So, speaking of the future and things on the horizon, what do you have going on that you're most excited about? I know we have Build Show coming up in Dallas this year. I'm excited because that's really close to my house and I don't have to travel very far.
That's your marketplace.
Yes,
you get to go to Deck Expo.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And Build Show Live, real tight window.
Right.
So, I mean, for the folks out there that do the trade show circuit like we do, I'm really happy when JLC comes. I'm really happy when construction trade shows end.
Yes, same.
Because in the summer, we hit projects and we embrace the window of action. Graduation season's over, construction season's here.
Yeah.
So I like the action. I like the people pull out their phones and share what's going on. I like that 6-7 months of just go, 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 go. For me, my daily grind doesn't change. I pack in what I can into this extendedly long day.
Yeah.
Ritualistically, I try to be as healthy as I can in that process to repeat it the following day. But I like the action in between trade shows. This is a great kickoff, but I like the action in between hand.
Yeah.
We already know all the innovations that have come out. We kind of get the inside scoop. So now we get to see them being implemented, see the installation, see the challenges and that learning curve process. That's where the sweet spot is. It's not doing, it's figuring it out and doing it.
Yeah.
It's doing it and finishing it. It's that whole process,
Sure.
you know. And I thrive, and I get so many people tell me stories.
Yeah.
And I thrive off of their stories because I can never do what Eric Awney does. I can never do what Lydia Crowder does. But I can understand their joy and their passion. And I can hear that this innovation was tweaked and now our powder coat is better than ever, right? I get that vibe.
Yeah. JLC is definitely, for me, the culmination of the trade show season and the kickoff. You know, we're in outdoor living space, right? That's what we do. This is the kickoff pretty much nationally to building seasons coming down.
The ground is thawed. Let's get those piers in.
Let's go. You know, and there are markets that they build year round, right?
Yep.
Texas, we pretty much build year round. California builds year round. But some of the biggest deck building markets and outdoor living markets, this is like April is when it really kicks off.
April until the last day in December.
Yeah.
You know, because you already got the piers in by then, and then you can do the rails and
Absolutely.
the fancy pergolas.
Absolutely. Well, man, I know you're busy. I appreciate you as always. Thanks for taking some time with me. You know, I respect the heck out of what you do. Every time I see you, you're smiling. You're happy.
Likewise.
You're always a pleasure to be around. So I appreciate you. And this is the Outdurable Living Show coming to you from JLC 2025. Appreciate you guys.